This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stockbox interview. Joining us today is Eddie Travier, the CEO of Coinsilium. So hello, Eddie. Welcome onto Stockbox. It's been a little while since we've spoken to Coin and to yourself. So how are you?
I'm fine, Mark. Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Well, no, thank you very much for coming on. So we're going to get a catch-up really on activities on various projects with Coin throughout this year. And of course, the recent news about advisory terms and token purchase agreements signed with Metaverse interoperability protocol Metallic Labs Incorporated. But before we get onto that, I wonder if we can perhaps just catch up on a lot of the projects that Coin are involved with, and perhaps starting with BlackParis, of course, the fashion brand that launched a collection of NFTs. And Coin were advisors, weren't you, to BlackParis? So perhaps maybe just give us a bit of an update on BlackParis and where that's at the moment.
Yes, sure. What drew us to BlackParis, it was the fact that it was one of the first kind of phygital projects, meaning mixing physical and digital, because BlackParis has already an existing lifestyle business with retailers and distributors around the world and some in Asia. And it means that they already have a product. They already have products that they're selling, and they have now, with this NFT collection, created something new, but as well with some links to their original product, and of course their style and their creation originality, let's say. So we like that. We like the fact that this is a kind of a mixed project where we can help on the digital side, on the NFT side. And of course rely on BlackParis expertise in terms of marketing and creativity and what they know already from the world of fashion. So that was a very interesting relationship and venture. They're doing very well. They're now working on the next phases of their project, which I hope they will announce and will relay that information very soon. But yes, they did a very successful launch. They sold 9,999 NFTs as they plan to do, and very rather quickly. And I think that was a good premise to what's coming soon. Yeah.
Okay, and Coin were advisors in this regard, so you got fees in exchange for services. Is that correct?
Yes, correct. We got some fees, and we also got in the process. We also got some NFTs, okay, which we're holding. Yes, but the advisory is usually fees, and it's kind of a case by case deal that we make with different projects. Yes.
And in terms of the partnership going forward, it's still very much alive. Can there be future things you can embark on together with BlackParis?
Yes, especially that BlackParis from the beginning they wanted to look at a lot of the NFT collections. They're looking at, for example, games where the users can and the NFT holders can use their NFTs avatars in the games, either in 3D form or other forms, or usually in 3D form. So yes, they have this. They have this intention, and we may in the future help them concretize some of these projects. Yes.
Okay, but it's been a successful partnership and one that Coin can take a lot of value from.
Yes. So far it has been, and I think some of the value can still be built in the future as the project progresses. Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, well, something else another project you were involved with this year was Yellow Network, which I believe is a cryptocurrency trading play. You're an investor here, so you've not got the advisory role. You're purely an investor of about 200,000, I think. So again, can you sort of bring us up to speed on this?
Yes, sure. So we like a lot the Yellow project because it's very innovative in the sense that there are many cryptocurrency exchanges out there, and there are many trading platforms. but at the moment they have, they have certain limitations. I mean, obviously now with the problems we have seen, we can see that the purely centralized model has some risks, as we can see. The usual risk, the human failure, poor risk management, and so forth. But with Yellow, for example, it's going to be a mesh network of broker nodes that are directly trading in between themselves, meaning that you can have a very fast trading, like usually called in the financial circle high frequency trading. So high frequency trading type trades, and at the same time secured by the blockchain. So that's quite an amazing opportunity for traders. And at the same time, it removes a lot of uncertainty and, let's say, the black box feeling some people have with centralized exchanges, because you can see the trades on the blockchain after they have been settled through the blockchain. So initially, they are settled through the broker nodes, and then the transactions are later on used on recorded on the blockchain themselves. So it's very interesting. They use a technology that is already in place today, or very similar to what we call the Lightning Network, which is a very fast way and secure way to make payments, usually small payments on the Bitcoin network. So they're extending this to the trading world of cryptocurrencies. So we're really looking forward to the first iterations of their solution. And we know that they're doing very well in terms of how the project is progressing at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, and Coin here you hold tokens then in this project in their currency?
Yes, we will. They haven't issued the tokens yet, so we signed a SAFT, which is a simple agreement for future tokens. Okay. And once the tokens are issued, then we will hold those tokens. And the interesting part is that to become a broker node, the players on the network will have to own tokens. That means that there will be let's say an organic demand for tokens because of that. And also, we may have the opportunity to either finance or become a broker node, which we haven't decided at this stage, but this is quite exciting for us as well as an opportunity.
Okay, and you like this project specifically for what reasons? I mean, in terms of a timeline as well, I guess they would have set out plans that you were fairly satisfied with, that Coin are going to get a good return on their investment in a timely manner.
Yes, but also because of their historic performance, in the sense that this is a rapprochement of two companies that we both know. One of them we know better than the other one, but there is one company that is called Openware, and they are supplying a lot of exchanges with an open solution for traditional cryptocurrency trading, like matching engines and so forth. So this company has been already supplying more than 200 exchanges around the world. So you have real expertise in financial in financial products and solutions. And the other company is basically Yellow, which has been founded by someone with a very long and good experience as well in cryptocurrency trading and market making. So we are also reassured, of course, by the profile of the team and by the resources that they are putting into this project. So that's something that is worth mentioning as well.
Okay. So let's talk about another project, and that's Silta Finance. What can you tell us about this here? Coin are both they take an investment in tokens, and you're also got the advisory role as well. So can you tell us about this project and Coinsilium's role that's involved?
Yes. So Silta Finance, it's another project by a team that has a very good experience in the blockchain space. It's kind of a spin-off from an earlier project that we've known since 2017, and they had done at the time with that other project a successful ICO, and they've built in the data management space. They've built interesting solutions. And Silta, what we like is the fact that they combine the blockchain world and the real world, in the sense that these DeFi platforms, they can offer yield, but they can offer basically loans to a lot of crypto traders. But usually it's for trading, it's not for building something like an infrastructure project or a business. And therefore, we have been a bit like frustrated to see that there is so much liquidity on the DeFi platforms. We're talking about billions of dollars of liquidity, but actually mainly used for speculation on exchanges and of course on other DeFi platforms. So I think this time with Silta Finance, the projects are going to be able to borrow from these DeFi platforms to build actually, sustainable projects like, for example, ESG type projects like photovoltaic farms and, like major multi-million-dollar infrastructure projects. So we like very much that combination, real world, digital world. And again, the team has the right profile because they come from both crypto and the project financing sector with a long experience there as well. So we like that. We're going to help them by, providing some exposure in our network, of course. And we're also talking about different events and different occasions to mention and to connect them with interesting parties. As well as our chairman Malcolm Pally has a good experience in some project financing in the resource sector, so that can come handy. And at the same time, yes, we have already made a bit of noise, and we will continue to advise them on specific matters like the token economics and so forth. Once the tokens are issued, for example, or at the time of their future release.
Okay, so this is a DeFi project, is that right?
Not exactly. Okay. It's building on DeFi, but it's actually a lending platform that will use their own score, kind of credit scoring, which is called Silta Score. So it's more of a DeFi to let's say regular mainstream lending platform model. So it's a kind of a hybrid model, really. Yeah, okay. A hybrid model. They're going to basically leverage existing DeFi platforms. Yeah.
Okay, I see. So then another project, that's GGS.io. Here again, you are an investor and an advisor, and this is a gaming project. Is that right?
Yes, it's actually a kind of an aggregator of different games. It's a team that has a lot of experience in the esports world in Latin America. They have worked with very large companies like Viacom and other large corporations like Red Bull and so forth. And what they're doing is they want to become like a conduit for a lot of guilds and blockchain games to find the best gamers and, of course, a large number of gamers in Latin America. They already have a very strong community. And now they're building, but their community was mainly in the traditional esports world, and now they are interested to move to the Web3 NFT play to earn model. So interesting thing here is that one of the most successful markets for play to earn has been the Philippines, because of course we're talking about high penetration of technology, internet, and mobile networks, and also low average salary, and also a currency that may be unstable, right, or very volatile. And this is very similar to what the same traits are in the Latin market, right? In Latin America, you have people with earning low salaries, or let's say on average, but at the same time, high inflation, and at the same time quite good technology access. So for that reason, I think LATAM is going to be very attractive to a lot of these play to earn gaming, blockchain gaming companies. So they basically want to create a hub where they're going to educate the gamers coming, and they're also going to facilitate these existing games to come into the market.
Okay. And whereabouts are they on their development path then, Eddie?
Oh, they are very early. I mean,
Okay.
they're very early in the current, let's say, development. But as I said, they have good experience in esports. So I
Mm.
would say, although technically they still have a few things to do, I would say on the marketing side they are very savvy, and so we're not too worried that as soon as the technical solution is out there, the guilds are integrated and so forth, the marketing will go quite fast. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, that brings us on then to the latest announcement. That's Metalink, and of course, this is a next generation layer 3 protocol solution that enables interoperability between metaverses. So, can you explain? I think I understand the problem. The problem is that there are multiple metaverses, but assets can't be easily transferred between different ones. So, is that what the problem that's being solved here?
Yes. Basically, that's it. That's correct. And as you may know from our past conversations, the assets are usually non-fungible tokens, NFTs,
Mm-hmm.
which mean they're on blockchain. But different metaverses have chosen different blockchains. Not everyone is doing a metaverse on, for example, Ethereum. There are metaverses on various blockchains. So you need to be able to bridge between these. And you need this layer 3 protocol, which is the kind of the higher level protocol that can manage these bridges and make sure that the assets retain their value and it can be used across different metaverses. I mean, obviously, it's not such an easy problem to solve, but again, here we rely on a very experienced team. The technical team, the technical work, sorry, is going to be done by the Indoors, which is one of our portfolio companies, and they have we believe they have the right resources and the right expertise to help with that and to make sure that this solution can come alive. So yes, so metaverses, huge opportunity. We're talking some banks have and some large institutions are talking about 5 to maybe more than $10 trillion opportunity. I mean, the reason why the market is so huge is because it's kind of a convergence of many things. We talked about gaming. We can talk also about entertainment, but we can also talk about everyday social media network, because obviously Meta has opened the door to that. We can talk about finance, and now there are even projects around health insurance and so forth. So, and health in general, let's say. So there are really, really many aspects of our lives that can go on the metaverse. And therefore, this is why the market size and the market opportunity is so huge. So definitely a sector we want to be active in. And also because it's building on what we know, which means it's building on blockchain tech, it's building on non-fungible tokens, it's building on play-to-earn games, etc., which are sectors that we know through our investments, and through our advisory work and even hackathons that we've sponsored in the past. So yes, this is a great kind of convergence of and different sectors, and at the same time different of interests that are all part of our core strategy.
Okay. And as you mentioned, this opportunity, this project came about through your relationship and the past partnership that you've had with Endorse. So clearly they are happy with what Coin have been doing. What kind of advisory will you be providing Metalink from your side?
Yes, on Metalink, again, it's going to be a lot around the token economics and around as well the way to enter. Well, there is one sector, one aspect that where we can help is the fact that over last year, we and even more recently, we had a lot of companies contacting us because they wanted to enter the NFT space, and this is why we already worked on Nifty Labs, and we had a few projects, and hopefully more will come soon. So there are a lot of mainstream companies and some of very famous brands are already in the metaverse in a way. So for example, banks, for example, fashion brands, Gucci and so forth are already present, let's say, in the metaverse. Maybe they rented a space, they did a fashion show and so forth. And a lot of mainstream companies want to come in, and this is all something we can help we can help these companies with, because Metalink will create this very technological solution, but they will have to showcase their solution with real world examples. And so I believe we can help them in kind of creating this bridge between the famous brands or the famous entertainment companies and what they're doing at the technical level.
Okay. Well, thank you for bringing us up to speed on all those projects so far this year with Coin. There's certainly a lot going on. I noticed a comment from the news that you said the Metaverse has the ability to transform industries, and Coin can capitalize on this. And I think it was suggested in the RNS that the addressable market size of the Metaverse is anywhere between 8 trillion and 13 trillion US dollars. So a huge opportunity here. Can I ask you, what of course, the business model of Coin, you've got the advisory services that bring in fees. That's good. But the big upside really is going to come from these, let's say, speculative investments where you're getting tokens, and then the value of that token goes up when that project does well, and of course that the wider market is doing well, and other factors as well that come in to drive the interest and excitement in the space and the value in the space as well. So what do Coin sort of want out of this, and when? I mean, are you looking for long-term partnerships, or are you looking to get out at some point with yield on these tokens? And what kind of criteria do you have in mind?
Well, I think it's going to differ from project to project. I mean, we in the past, we've already done, in 2018 mainly, we had been very successful in revenues from our advisory work. And even last year was a good year as well in terms of advisory work. But of course, a lot of the time it's difficult to assess the impact on our accounts, because if we are paid in a certain token, then, as you say, we may choose to sell it or to hold on to it and for example, to stake it and so forth. So I think with different projects, depending on exactly what the token utility is, where we see the potential of the token, as I mentioned, in a company or in a project like Yellow Network, if we know that the token we get can be staked for a good yield over a period of time, then we may look at this and compare it to the other, other options we have. Usually we take a long-term approach, because obviously it is not in the project interest to have their early backers, sell the tokens only a few months after they issue them. So we have, in the past, we have usually kept tokens in the long term, including for indoors, for example. So I think we will continue to be supportive, and at the same time, of course, review our options on a very regular basis, again, based on what happens. I mean, the difference between, let's say, 3 years ago and today is that today staking mechanisms are much more, first of all, used and popular, and can be very lucrative when they are well done, when there is real utility behind the token. And of course, we have also seen that a lot of the value, which is reflected in our latest investments, a lot of the value now goes through the token, because the token becomes have a central role in the whole process or in the governance model. So, for example, some of these tokens may become kind of what we call the DAO token. DAO meaning decentralized autonomous organization, meaning that the token itself is used for taking decisions in the future of the project. And when that's the case, and if it's well done, well modeled, well structured, then these tokens can become quite valuable as well. They become almost like a board token in a way, something you can vote with. So yes, so this will evolve. The utility of the token will evolve. The other projects we have invested in recently, we'll have a token coming out maybe by the end of this year or early 2023. So by that time we'll know much better what are our options with that.
Okay. And of course, all these tokens are being held in Coin's subsidiary, that is Seed Coin Limited, which is registered in Gibraltar. And as I understand, the tokens, or the project, I should say, have been designed really from the start around a model which aims to concentrate the core value in the project's tokens. So the idea is that as the project is successful, the value will be reflected in the value of their specific token.
Yes, as I was saying, most of the deals we're doing now are token based, but overall, the blockchain market is spawning a lot of new ventures where people understand that the value is going to come from the token, because it's not let's say the traditional model of equity and then 3 years later another round and then another round and maybe an IPO and so forth. The token is much more liquid, which is great for us as investors, because, for example, we could sell 10% of the tokens we hold. It wouldn't hurt anyone, but it would be potentially a great liquidity inflow. And at the same time, we hope that in the future, even just the staking rewards become a great liquidity inflow. And we also hope that being a major token holder also gives us, some kind of, as I was saying, maybe governance decisions, and maybe just basically playing a more important role in the future of these companies, and a more, prevalent role. So I think we are building the foundations for, hopefully strong liquidity potential, and in the staking sense of the word, and also strong position in terms of being a major token holder of these projects.
Well, Eddy Travier, the CEO of Coinsilium, thank you very much for your time today, giving us that update across the whole project spectrum of Coinsilium.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stopboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.